Welcome back to Greatness in the Deep. We got another exciting subject today. It's called This One Thing That'll Change My Life, or That Changed My Life, and it'll change yours too. Stay with us. Welcome back to Greatness in the Deep. We got another important subject today, exciting subject. It is about, the topic is about this one thing that changed my life. And it could do the same for everybody else. And before I go any further, I just want to encourage you again to subscribe to the channel. It supports the channel. Leave a comment and share this video. And leave a like as well. Hit that like button, and let's get into this. All right. So yeah, there's a lot of things about, I hear a lot of stories about changing my life. I've seen a lot of videos.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of testimonies about changing your life and changing my life.
Yeah, it's a popular subject.
It is a very popular subject. Yeah. And but what we're going to be talking about, it's much more than changing your life by getting a tattoo, or what else, going to a club for the first time.
Right.
I mean, this is way deeper and goes beyond those things, and it is an important subject because the way society is nowadays, and the way millennials and Gen Zs, the way we're living in this society, we need our lives changed.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
We need something deep. We need the Spirit to touch us and to transform us. And this is what this is about, transformation. And I want to tell you, there's this book. This is the one thing. I was searching for transformation, deep transformation, for 14 years. I prayed and I sought the Spirit. And there is a book called The Defining Moment by Dr. Nathaniel J. Wilson. He wrote this book, but I want to warn you, I encourage everyone to read it, but I want to also warn people that this book must be approached with an open heart. Because if you read something important and something that is life-changing, but you do not approach it with an open heart, but you approach it casually, it might not do nothing for you.
Right.
Because why? Because many have read this book. It's not a bestseller. It's not a bestseller.
Right.
And isn't that funny? Some of the most deepest, most important things are not a bestseller.
Sometimes not even known.
It's not even known.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because the deep things they come in its hiddenness,
Right.
in a very hidden form. But we're about to unfold it today, and we're about to reveal it. So many have read it and did absolutely nothing with this book. But the day that I opened up this book and God spoke to my heart, the Spirit spoke to my heart, it brought tears to my eyes, because something that I was searching for 14 years, it had the answers right here in this book. And I want to share it with you and with you, because I believe that it could do the same for you. It could take you places you never even dreamed. But this book is about transformation, and it also describes the method of how the kingdom of God comes into a person's life in a very deep manner.
Right.
What does Jesus say about the kingdom of God? He said that the kingdom of God is suffered violence,
Yeah.
Right.
and the violence take it by force. It doesn't come smoothly or casually into your life, but the kingdom, it disrupts.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we talked about in the last episode, all these episodes, it's like a chain. It comes together. But for young people, I believe they got to understand that when they see or they feel like God's coming to them a deeper way, it's not going to come smoothly.
Yeah.
God's not going to, it's not everything just coming together smoothly. No.
Right.
That's not the way it works. The kingdom of God doesn't work that way. Why? Because it's coming against the kingdom of this world.
Yeah.
When Jesus came inside this world, what happened? Everything was disrupted.
Right.
What happened to Jesus? He was wanted already the first day he was born. The king
Right.
of Israel was seeking to kill the Messiah, Jesus
Right.
Christ. That's why I said this: the kingdom of God, it suffered violence, and the violence take it by force. But do you believe today that this book can change the millennials and Gen Zs? From your opinions, what do you think?
I would say I believe it can. I mean, like you said, it has to be approached with openness. It has to be approached with willingness for it to be a transformative book. So it can be approached in a manner that really someone doesn't really want change, or somebody doesn't really want to go to a further place, or like we talked about in the last episode, somebody doesn't really want to enter the gate. And so you can get clear instructions on how to enter the gate and how to go about doing it.
Right.
If you never wanted to go in the first place, those instructions mean nothing.
It means nothing.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons too is because when people open up a book, the first thing they probably want is success.
Correct.
They want to know how to make money. That's part of your success, right? Because that's the way the world, it grades you, it levels you, it balances you out. It puts you on a scale of how much money you have.
Right.
Instead of coming and approaching it in a spiritual posture,
Which is
a
the first
spiritual
things.
matter,
Yeah.
which is the
Spirit
first thing,
first, yeah. They want the physical first,
right?
but the spirit is first.
The spirit is
Can't-
first,
can't skip it.
absolutely.
Can't
And I
skip
think to add on what Jordan said, not coming on with an open heart. I think one of the dangers of doing that is it can also be damaging, because for like say if I was to read it reading it with open heart, checked it off my list. I read that. I didn't get much from it, but I read it. I feel like you lose out on what you could have had.
Absolutely. And that's a good point because, as I said, when I was a youth and I've seen this book, there were many other youth that did read the book. And like I said, I'd ask them a question, how was the book? And they'd say, well, it was a good book. They did nothing with it. They missed it.
Yeah, I feel
But
like
I don't think that young people today I don't think that they should miss it.
yeah,
I think they have an opportunity to take it.
I think it goes back with the gate. Getting the right moment,
Right.
making sure you're ready.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And this is a gate. It's the gate. Dr. Wilson opens the gate for us and describes to us in detail, not to get freaked out or not to lose your cool
Right.
when God does something great in your life, because greatness doesn't come in its beautiful form as a bed of roses. It doesn't come that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's going to come and it's going to disrupt, and it's going to I can't stress it anymore. It's going to be violent.
Right.
Yeah,
It's going to
It's
disrupt.
gonna be a fight.
It's going to be a battle, like we said before.
Like Jesus said, I think he said, he gave a lot of analogies about the kingdom, but he said the kingdom of God is like a mustard seed. So
Right.
It comes directly, but when you receive it in that moment, it's just a seed.
Right.
Yeah,
But the proportion of what that mustard seed will become in its fullness is greater than what the seed is at that moment.
Yes.
But in that moment, it's really small. It doesn't look like much.
It isn't. Yes. And one thing that I've learned in this book as well, even when it talks about, like you mentioned, that good example of the seed. The seed, it's so small, it doesn't look like nothing great in the beginning.
No.
But give it some time and it begins to step out of the soil and it exposes itself and reveals itself. This book, The Defining Moment, it actually teaches you and gives you the details of how to step out of your world, because we're so comfortable in our own little world. We just, I got my bedroom, I got my house, I got my bed, I got my own little Bible, and I'm just going to keep it to myself, and that's it. Well, at some point, I mean, those are good things, those are great things, but at some point, you're going to have to take a step out, and you're going to have to face what God is trying to do in your life.
Right.
He's trying to transform you. But transformation, yes, I do agree that it does start with self in silent. But there's got to be an awakening at one time.
yeah.
Right.
I can't say that.
At one moment, there's got to be a stepping out. There's got to be some courage.
It's got to sprout.
It's got to
Plant has got
sprout.
to sprout.
That's good. So, this book, The Defining Moment, I do recommend for millennials and Gen Zs. If you could look it up on Google, or excuse me, on Amazon. Dr. Wilson does have it on sale on Amazon. He's got it uploaded there. If you're trying to look for something deeper, and if you're trying to get your life changed, and I mean in a deeper way, and I'm not talking about, like I said, just trying to get a successful job, because those are good things, or trying to get a tattoo, like I mentioned, or just an experience. No. This is more than an experience. This actually opens up the opportunity for you to step out and take a step into the spiral of its depth, a spiral of deepness. And I do recommend it for everybody. It is available. But that's it for tonight. And stay with us and watch out for our next episode. God bless you. We love you all.